Good evening, the people of Africa, good evening, the people of America, and good evening, the people of the world. Once again, I am so thankful for you guys giving me the opportunity to be staring at this camera to speak to you guys on this very issue. Once again, Dr. Alfred is here, representing ATY TV channel. We are discussing a topic. Africans and African Americans are the same. When we come back, I will tell you why, and I'll tell you what Africans need to do when they are in America and what African Americans need to do when they are in Africa. Thank you so much for always giving me the opportunity, and thank you for watching. See you at the other side. Thank you once again. We are back. Dr. Alfred is back, and thank you for giving me the opportunity today. As I say, we'll be discussing a topic. Africans and African Americans are the same, and I told you when I come back, I'm going to tell you why. What we all, Africans and African Americans, need to do to be able to be accepted within each other and respect each other. There have been a lot of issues on the internet speaking about the beefs between Africans and African Americans. Comments from African Americans, I read some of them on O'Shea Jackson's channel. Somebody was saying that when you go to Africa, you are being treated as a foreigner. And I like the fact that O'Shea Jackson was able to address some of the issues very, very, very accurately, because he's in Uganda. He's lived in Uganda. He does business in Uganda. He knows what it is. He has experienced it practically. Brother Phil traveled a lot to Africa, and Brother Phil will tell you that he's been accepted. But I want to tell you, when you have this mentality before going to Africa, or when you are here and you have this mentality, it means you have psychologically rejected yourself, because you are going to distance yourself from African people, and that is not what African people want. So my brothers and sisters in America, as my grandfather always said, people in America, people in the world who was snatched by slavery are your brothers and sisters. So wherever you meet them, give them respect. As an individual, I have coexisted with Black Americans. We are the same race. The African Americans is just quantified by to put an identity to blacks in America. That we are the same. You know why we are the same? We are the same because our ancestors and your ancestors were taken from the land of Africa and brought here. The only difference between Africans and African Americans is the environment in which we grew. Is the environment. Apart from that, everything about us is the same. The environment has changed the culture of African Americans, which is not African Americans' fault. It was a cultural diversion, identity diversion. All these things were stolen when they took our ancestors from Africa to America. So that is the only difference, is the environment in which each and every one of us grew. Apart from that, we are brothers and sisters. So to continually hear this is so disturbing. And if we have this, the white people, they see it. They know it. It means we cannot even come together and fight racism and whatever is happening in the world anywhere. So let's stop doing certain things to each other and start having some type of mentality about each other, so that we are able to unite and coexist and do things together. Business, culture, whatever. Is it O'Shea Jackson is in Uganda? He's doing very well. There are some people in Ghana. I remember somebody wrote on the internet that is the first time he woke up and walked without looking on his shoulders. You know why? He felt peaceful. He felt accepted because that is what we do. But you need to do certain things to be accepted, and they are not difficult things. But I have to start with Africans who are in America. I remember Brother Phil was addressing some important issue. Brother Phil, I respect him. He's somebody I follow. I listen to his channel because he speaks a lot about Africa. He's traveled to Africa so many times. So people like that, when they speak, they know what they are talking about because they have the practical experience. So he said one Nigerian, he mentioned it clearly. A Nigerian came and was speaking anyhow to an African, a black brother, African American, in a way that wasn't right or was distasteful to listen. So Africans who come to America, in order for us to coexist and live peacefully, let us first understand that we are brothers and sisters. But the only thing is that the environment in which we grew. So Africans, we need to understand there are cultural differences. And the cultural differences were created not by them. The cultural differences were created because of someone who brought them here, diverted their identity, culture, straight away, taking off their names, putting them in a perspective that was more distasteful than what you would come and do. So I think when you come here, you should be able to have some attitude that makes them feel this is what they've been through. I have dealt with a lot of African Americans since I've been here. I have had friends. But at the end of the day, they always want to come to me. I go to the gym, I have a lot of them. And they have said that you are a different person. So let's understand, because of the environment, people are brought up differently. Even in Africa, tribes have different cultures. And we've all brought differently. What more coming here? Cultural diversions and identity can harm people. Even in Africa that we have tribes, when you move from your own culture to another culture, it affects your identity. Naming, your ceremony, the type of family you live in affects you even in Africa. So these people who are here as our brothers and sisters, categorically called African Americans or Black Americans, it's just a name given. But they are Africans, they are blacks. No matter where they come from, black race came from the same place, whether we deny it or we accept it. So let's learn to respect each other in a way that we can coexist and identify our weaknesses and strengths and be able to support each other in a way that the love will grow among us, instead of all the time having this or that, people commenting, whatever it is. And norms are different. African norms are different than American norms. What we regard as weird in Africa might not be seen as weird here. So let's understand that you cannot sit down and downplay people because of their attitude and behavior when you come here. When you are able to elicit some of these factors, you will be able to respect them as human beings and individuals. That is the truth. That is the truth. So let's do that. For instance, here in Africa we have extended family. In America, they don't know what is extended family. I can wake up in the morning and go and knock somebody's door, and we will have conversation. When we were growing, I fear my uncles more than even my own parents because they will whoop you up. They can beat you anywhere. And when you come home, you dare say it. In America, you cannot do that. In Africa, you wouldn't speak to an elderly anyhow. Here, they can speak anyhow. But is it the fault? Is the environment in which these people grow? So let's learn to respect that. Let's learn to accept people the way they are, so that they are able to accept us the way we are. It is here I'm seeing this thing. Back in Africa, you don't see this. But it's so strange because of the attitude here. A lot of them here believe that when they are in Africa, they are not accepted. Of course, like Osei Dudaction said, when you come and you don't understand people language, definitely they will have skepticism. Your English is not their language. Your accent is not their language. And when you come here the same way, the way you speak is not theirs. Whatever you say can be misinterpreted or can be interpreted in a different way. So let's learn to look at things that way. Brothers and sisters, do not come in America and think you are better than African Americans because you are more educated, because you feel you behave well. That is not right. You do not prejudice. Take out prejudice because you heard about them in a certain way. For instance, documentary. I have challenged my professor before. Documentary have shown that Africa is ripped with a wide land of forest, being overridden by poverty, and people live in forests and trees. Is that a true documentary? It is not. African countries have cities like America. African countries have cities like United Kingdom. African countries have cities like Canada. African countries have cities like anywhere. But does that documentary speak the truth? African countries have a lot of people who are highly educated. Does the documentary say that? It tells otherwise. It is the same way when you hear about our brothers and sisters in America, it's the same way it tells otherwise. Because if you are able to tell yourself that whatever documentary is saying false about you, is the same documentary that is telling Africa. I remember I watched a documentary before which shows that African Americans in America only kill each other every day. Is it true? No. In every environment there are challenges, which is applicable to Africa as well. But that doesn't tell the truth. So don't let these biases, don't let this prejudice ride you. When you come to America, you see them, you behave in a way. It doesn't speak well. It brings a lot of friction between two of you who are supposed to unite and fight a common cause. This is what Africans who migrate to America, to UK, to Canada, this is how you should deal with your brothers and sisters who are here. What I would also like to tell our African Americans, brothers and sisters, what you need to do is that you are free to go to Africa and associate yourself with, but do not go into Africa and feel you are more superior. Because Africans will not accept you when you feel you are more superior. They will not accept you. Because African culture is that they need acceptance. The moment you reject one single individual, it's going to go like a wildfire among others. Because that is the one thing they believe. And in South Africa, they will say the Ubuntu spirit is so important. The unity is so important. So when you go into Africa and you feel you are superior, Brother Phil will tell you. Brother Osei Jackson will tell you. He said it. When you feel you are superior, you are going to be rejected. When you have prejudice that you are going to be rejected, it means you are going to develop a certain defense or a certain defense mechanisms to defend yourself everywhere. That will cause Africans to reject you more. And like Brother Osei Jackson said, no African care about you. They work and they want to do their things. What they know is that when you associate yourself with them, they receive you. They can fight for you. They can stand for you. They can lead you to get things done the way you want it done. But when you start to feel and behave as if you are superior to them, you'll be rejected. When you have prejudice, you will have defensive mechanism in you, and that will cause them to stay off you. You understand? Do not feel that you are going to be called a foreigner. Nobody will call you a foreigner if you don't allow yourself to be called a foreigner. When you get to associate yourself with them with an open mind, free mind, and don't have reservations, nobody will call you a foreigner because they are going to be calling brother and sister. We have a lot of them in Africa. In Ghana, there are a lot of African Americans who are living. They are enjoying life. They are being treated so well, so much, that a lot of them don't want to come here. There have been a lot of statements people have made from Africa, from America to Africa to Ghana. I will tell you. So stop all these things so that you can unite with Africans when you are there and fight a common cause. They know it. The very core root of the culture, Africans know it. We know it very well. There are certain information that is still not privy to America about slavery. There is certain information about important things that is still not privy. Some of us, we know it. Learn to speak to people in a way that the culture speaks. Even in Africa, when I move from one culture to another, I will learn to put myself according to their culture. Learn to respect their culture. Speak to them in a way that they would like to listen to you. You know why? Because your accent is not their accent. Your English is not their English. Your statement can be misinterpreted the same way you can misinterpret their statement. Learn to speak slow and let them understand you. Involve yourself in their culture. Respect the culture. Do the little things they do. Let them feel. Even most of the white people, they have learned it. When they come, they do that and they are being accepted. What about you? What about you? You can equally do that and do it better. Because you have the genes that is of the same. Respect the culture. Respect the people. Get yourself involved in common activities. They will lead you. They will let you do your business. Reduce prejudice. Open yourself to them. And you are going to be happy. Let's come together and stop all this prejudice so that we are able to fight a common cause. We are happy to respect each other. Africa is a land that they respect each other's culture so much. And they respect everybody. Let me tell the secret. When you respect African culture, no matter where you are coming from, they will accept you. When you reject one single one, everybody will reject you. So stop being in America and go on Oshude Jackson's and give comments that these are the people who call you a foreigner when you go there. Have you ever been there? A lot of you gave comment. Have you ever been there? And Oshude Jackson said it. You give comment that it's just because you want to give. You don't even have a knowledge of what you give. And people from Africa, the same way. You come here, you don't even have. You have to understand the people and their perspective. But you should understand that they are going through a pain that you are not going through. Because in Africa, everybody accepts you. There's no that type of racism in Africa than in America. People has been antagonized for such a long time, oppressed for such a long time. So when you come as a brother, learn to understand from this perspective. No matter how educated, I'm very educated. But I go to the gym, I relate with people who will even tell me they haven't been able to go to school. Why? I've been able to gather more information because they've been deprived of education, of better education. But I want somebody who didn't want people like that color. Equally, when you were here, if you had grown here, you could equally be the same. You will be deprived. And that is the situation you found yourself. Because Africa, even with a limited resources, we are allowed to educate ourselves because nobody oppresses here. So when you come here and you are very educated, let it be. You are educated, that's it. Consider everybody as a human being. When people come to you with a behavior, learn to accept them. And as time goes on, they will learn to know that, you know what, this guy is some reasonable an intellectual person because of the way you relate and deal with the person. So brothers and sisters, brothers in America, African American, as the name in quote said, and Africans or blacks in America, from Africa, learn to respect each other, love each other, learn to understand each other's differences. And let's learn to identify our weaknesses when we meet each other. I know my weaknesses. I know most, I can't say all, of your weaknesses. But one thing I understand, or I always put, is that you are from different environment. So our perspectives are totally different. I take it from there and I'm able to relate with every individual. Even when I meet you and you have attitude, I consider myself the matured one. And I have been able to win a lot to respect. And they come to me and they say it. Do same. We will always be happy. I hope all what I've said will benefit all of us. Oseidu Jackson, you are good and you are doing well in Uganda. I hope you continue to be good and continue to educate people on your experiences. But I feel, please, thank you so much for getting yourself associated with Africa. And I hope you're going to educate more people to take that prejudice so that we can unite as one going forward. Thank you for listening. Thank you for my listener. Please kindly share this video, like it and comment. Please, those of you who have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe. You know why? We need a broader voice to be able to speak on things like that. I do appreciate all of you and see you in my next video.